I'm here because I want to advocate for critical thought in our community. This is the last BOE meeting before the election, and parents have been coming here to voice our concerns on various issues from masks to curriculum to vaccines to funding. From the first meeting, Mrs. LeBlanc offered to research how we could find creative ways to make masks optional and get back to us. I appreciate this very much. You always listen to us and offer feedback instead of ignoring us. Since this last meeting, could you share any information you have found? Mr. LeBlanc stated certainly discriminatory teachings were not here, but we found out they are. Has anyone on the board looked further into TED as a replacement for DEI or the PrEP Act to find out mask guidelines? We need to get back to the American ideals of equality and liberty, not the anti-American ideals of equity and collective guilt. How do we get feedback from you? Do you view it as part of our duty to respond to the public that elected you when they ask questions? At the very first meeting I attended, Mr. Ryder tossed aside a paper while stating the mask thing, it isn't on the agenda, as if tossing aside the concerns of the parents. As a parent and a community member, this was very hurtful. I want to ask the board members to open their minds and hearts tonight as you listen to the parents as they express their concerns with dignity and respect. We are here because we are extremely worried about the future of our children. Schools are the bedrock of our community. We are here asking you to fight with us. God says, love thy neighbor. Under the guise of love, we are slowly being taught to view liberty and freedom as selfish. But this is a paradox. Anything that destroys liberty and freedom cannot be loving by definition. Mandates are inherently destructive of our liberty, no matter who they come from. Discrimination is inherently opposed to loving thy neighbor, no matter what the grievance. There are forces attempting to tear our community apart. It is untrue that you must teach children how they are different in order to teach them how they are similar. But if people believe what makes them different is primary, they will be unable to unite on what makes them similar. You have sat in this chair. We're all the same, no different. Yes, we're all unique, but we're all endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. We must come together, hold this to be true. When we disagree, it's when our foundational principles are needed the most. Either we find them now and come together as one, or each sink alone. Parents are sitting in this chair just as you have before, and have been disappointed when they get no response. This is a flashpoint in history. I don't think anyone can deny it after the last 2 years. Our actions now will determine our future. Don't throw our concerns out like a piece of paper.
I'm going to have to stop you right there.
Really quickly. You are on the side of bias at this point. Listen, think critically about this issue, opens your heart, and please respond. Thank you.